make sure that the key is the correct one. But it's all good. I was talking to Steve. What do you? Mm, well, I need to go underneath, on top, but it will be fine. I mean, I need to test it, right? And if I test it without actually having stuff to do, then it will not work. So let me do something smart. Where's Buttonhead? I can just log out from Buttonhead. So that's the one. The lag. Right. Hello. I think I want this version. Cool. Thank you for the tea. Mm. Yeah, turn on everything, please. Thank you. Yeah, and if it does not work, we'll see you later. Thanks, so. Ba, 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 ba. So, little heads. Creepy heads, apparently. A bit of a weird. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to move stuff around to find a good configuration of my hands on the desk with this kind of new positioning of the camera. It should be fine. I also, it's the first time I think I stream with Streamlabs OBS instead of OBS only. Nothing wrong, but a bit, you know, not really used to the settings yet. Might be the same settings, but I'm not that pro. Right, so we're listening to volume of the mic. Thank you. I'm quiet. Maybe I want to be quiet. I want people to hear me. It's not that entertaining. How's it now? Is it better? Is it because the music was too high? Or... All right. Thank you. Little dog coming in. I think if I organize myself, I should have a little camera pointing at the entrance so we can see the puppies when they come in and out. How about now? Is it? I don't know. It's confusing. It's literally under my chin. Like, you don't see it, but if I move slightly this camera, you can see exactly where the camera is, which is not as comforting as it might look like. But yeah, I guess it's much better than having people not seeing what I'm doing, all right? Oh, actually, I was thinking about making a weird face this time. Yeah, like the other ones are normal, but so there's no music at all, you're saying? That's a bit weird. Um, okay. How about now? Well, fine. Maybe now? Yeah, I just don't want it, like, like be prominent. And also, it's kind of. I'm pretty sure you will hear it soon. It's like a piano thing. Nothing. Yeah, I don't want to. Maybe now a bit better, but I can't hear myself, which is probably okay. Can you hear the music and my voice as well? Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I changed a bit the screen as you saw. So yeah, I want to do someone really. Let's see. So I always try to make faces that are somewhat, I mean, realistic, but fantasy. Do you know, like now I would like to make something that it's a bit more. Oh, I give my needle to my better half. There you go. Boob camera move. Right, found another needle. It's all good. Right, so I'm trying to put these a bit more on the side of the head. Let's see what comes out. I don't need it. Thank you. Thank you so much. You were spying on me, bringing me the needles. I know. So, gonna see. Okay, let's leave those there. And let's try to see. So let's have like one of the previous faces done as a reference. So this is one of the previous faces that I've done, which is, fairly symmetrical, as in, well, I have to color the irises and haven't done it yet. But what I mean is, fairly human-like, you know, a bit out of proportion maybe. I like big noses, so that's okay. Um, but you see the eyes are in the right place. While you can say these ones, unless you're a bit alienish looking or goatee looking, it's not exactly the right place. So I'm gonna give it a try and see if I can make something um, not as realistic as, but still elfish, goblinish in a way. So this clay that you see here, it's Living Doll Light, which it's not bad. It's holding up in the heat, but I have to say that this room is a bit better than the previous one that I was streaming on. As in, there was a bit less crazy heat, especially in this period of the year. All right. So let me do a little encasing for the face of this little guy. Maybe you see it better if we go a bit closer. I'm freaking out with the lines of the mat that they're not aligning. Oh, there are. Don't move. Don't touch. Shh, shh, don't breathe. It's gonna work out. Right, so these are, what are they? Glass? Yeah, white glass beads for the eyes. I think those ones are, let me see, 3 millimeters diameter. Um, I also have bigger ones for bigger heads, but this one I kind of wanted tops to be one, one, 1.5 inches. If I do 1.5 inches, it can be like a 9-inch tall, maybe, doll. Um, so yeah, this was an impromptu streaming. I really didn't plan. I didn't tell pretty much anybody. Not that if I were, then we would have like flocks of people joining. I'm just saying that I really wanted to test. Um, you know, I would have probably created something watching a random TV series anyway. I'm just reading my About Me on Twitch, and I think it's wrong. It was 2000. Oh no, it's 2015, is it? Oh, yeah, when I created the first one. Oh, well, well, well. So, this is all blended in a blender that I bought in our faithful Argos, like 20 bucks, something like that, 20 euros. Um, just to make sure that I don't blend this and then vegetables, otherwise not that healthy. Right, now I got a bit of chit chat about the faces being with this part of the filter here, the upper lip quite big, but isn't that a little cute? I mean, I think it's cute. Also, when people smile, this part kind of enlarges a bit. Meh, meh. Probably enlarges. I just found it funny that I saw a plus one person watching and I was just making pulling faces. So I was just explaining that probably this part of the lip expands a little bit when we are smiling. So I didn't see the problem in having this a bit longer, considering that I like noses quite big. But yeah, thank you for coming by, much appreciated. Um, so yeah, I'm trying to do something that has the eyes a bit far off on the side of the head, just to see if how will I change the face instead of a traditional face like this guy, for instance, that I did last time. This has the eyes quite close to the nose, so it's kind of literally at the opposite of what I'm doing right now. This one, it's quite proportionate again. Don't know, gonna give it a try and see if the... Oh, I should have more stands. Suddenly, little things. But yeah, doesn't matter. You know. So now, trying to do the bottom lip, and I'm going for a little guy. Smiley dude. So I'm just sneaking in the little lip down there. Okay. I know it's a bit weird. Like I have a lot of people saying, oh, they look creepy. Yeah, well, give me time. And they will look cute like this one. I mean, I understand I'm holding just a bare head on my hands, but you know, one day we'll have a body when I have enough time to finish it. Right, so when I condition the clay properly, I'm just gonna organize those cheeks. I'm already seeing the differences in space between here and the nose, right? We go quite close and quite vertically, and if my eye was to be a bit on the back side of my head, will float a bit differently. try and see how much cheek I want on this guy to be having. And I do spheres because it's kind of the faster way to achieve similar size of clay, you know, in both sides. I kind of try to have a bit of a cheek shape piece of clay so that I can, of course I said similar size, and look at this. Sometimes it's easier say than done. Temperature is quite good. I said backside. Yeah, well, backside of my head. Do you think my head has a backside? That'll be fun. Look at the fluff already starting creeping in my clay. So it's always good to keep some wet wipes on the side to kind of wipe those potential fluffiness that flies around. Right? Okay. I think sometimes I worry too much about how these cheeks are coming. You know, I should just make them and then I can modify them later, even if they're too skinny or too big. Right, so the guy is coming along. I can use a bit more clay. I wonder if I should tilt slightly the board, but I'm happy like that. It's okay. Okay. Now the only two things that I'd like to do is to add a slight section of the clay between the eyes and the nose, kind of to slight overlap. Well, I kind of covered his eye, but it's okay. I will open it up later. Suddenly blind. Alright. That's alright. Okay, so now may the smoothing begin. I like this tool. This tool is cool. Anything really that has some sort of like a spoon shape thing. This is, I don't know, probably 3-4 millimeters. Yeah, 3.5 millimeters. And I have also his big brother here, which is slightly bigger, and on the other side as well. They're quite convenient, but for the faces, this size is good. Oh, I can hear my bird chirping. It's amazing. Such happiness. Right. So now what I'm trying to do is blending all the areas together, create a bit more. First, I build up on the zones of the face, like bulking a little bit of, you know, the muscles, the mass, and all the kind of thing. And I'm trying to dodge the camera. I need to turn around, otherwise I'm gonna punch the camera in the face. Right. Something important is the little connection from the nose to the lip. Otherwise you have the nose, you know, immediately attached. Instead there is this kind of little lip over there. These little noises that you hear, it's the footies of Mila. Awesome little dog. Coming, visiting, sniffing clay around the room. And now she's gone. Nothing edible. Although she has been stealing cooked clay from here and chewing and leave pieces all over the place. And they say beagles are smart. I mean, I guess it's smarter to get it cooked. Maybe it changes flavor, who knows. Dogs are weird. Bit crazy as well. I guess that's why I have 3. All right, so I'm trying to soften the clay with my hands as well because the heat, the board is made of glass. Um, tin foil, it's, reflects heat, but if you leave it by itself, it kind of cools down very quickly and it might transfer the cooling temperature to the face, which is not a problem. But if I want to smooth these things with my tools, I would like the clay slightly hotter or better, warmer, because too hot might cause other issues. Uh, really want to seamless connect all the masses from one area to the other. All right. Okay, all of a sudden, it's not as creepy as one would think, right? To have the eyes so far away from the nose. Let's see if creating this weird bridge connection from the nose to the eyes, it's actually making him cuter or not. There you go, little cheeky face. Did you just call our dog a pita? How dare you? But she's also adorable. Cutest puppy, you. So it's still good. The camera, or Mila, vai fuori, pitalina. Look how it changes the expression. You know, like, look at this side of the face. It looks okay, and this one suddenly Probably measured before putting it down. Guess that's good enough. Right. Still can snip that part off. And here I still want to kind of maintain the flatness that we all have on the temple area. Yeah. This soundtrack reminds me a little bit of Dark, and really how much I'm looking forward to continue watching the series. Kind of stuff that I really would like to. Oh, and we need to finish watching Chernobyl. Too much series, so little time. Yeah, took a day off today because I needed to sleep. I think I slept 6 hours in first like 1 1 1, and then I slept 3 hours and a half altogether, which was pretty cool. Doesn't happen often, and unfortunately it was from 1 p.m. so I really was in no condition to go to work today. Woke up like at 6 and I was just like, okay, this is my life now. Okay, I guess my face completely disappears when I lean over, and I could probably sort the camera out in a better position, but at least you can see what I'm doing here and why I'm getting closer to the piece compared to the past. All right. Okay, so these volumes that I'm creating, it's just literally to give me an idea of what kind of character I want this little creature to have. Like tiny eyes, I'm thinking big lids, as in very long lids covering the eye. Covering as in, let me see if I can create a little bit what I'm talking about. Probably not. Let's give it a try. Okay, so this is too close to the eye. Okay, a bit better. A bit of a, I don't know, slothy look. Sleepy dude face. Maybe. Oh, I was checking on Emily's Sculpt. She's gonna have an auction. Was it today? An auction on Instagram. I should check it out. She's selling a sculpture with, let me see. You should check Emily's Sculpt out. She's amazing. Emily Coleman. Yeah, look. Isn't that awesome? So auction like bidding ends tomorrow. 200 euros. $200. $10 minimum increase. It is 33 centimeter tall. Bid starting at 200, and right now we are. Yeah. Well, check it out. It's at Emily Sculpts on Instagram. She's really cool. She's the creator of like how to create, yeah, fantasy creatures in clay. Great book. I got it gifted for Christmas. Um, yeah, and she's very fun. She also does streams often on Twitch as well. Um, did I just kick the thing? Sorry. It's interesting how whenever I mean, not that I'm streaming that often, but whenever I am, I always try brand new things that I've never done, which might appear like I have no clue what I'm doing, which is not completely off, but you know, not even completely true either. Right, so what if the guy had like wider cheekbones and like a pointy chin? And what if his smile were continuing? Let's see. Yeah, I think it's already $300. And I mean, it's definitely a sculpture that it's worth it. I'm just thinking about how much money the import would be. I wish more awesome sculptors would be in Europe. Or maybe not, otherwise I will have zero money whatsoever. So yeah, it's okay. Being the US people. Okay. Cheekbones we said, right? So to do cheekbones, a little higher cheekbones, we do a little sphere again, so I can have. So I'm trying to put the clay in the little, I don't know how to call it in English, the little concave part of my palm, and try to make a little ball so that the heat of both hands will just transmit to the clay. I find it funny that you are laughing considering that, you know, if I have no money, everything that I need will come out of your pocket. I love you 3000. Right, so you see, I'm creating this section here. I'm just putting the bulk down of the clay, and then I can smooth that in. And now, though, I'm going to cheat a little bit, which is not completely true, but I'm going to kind of simplify a little bit the work. Instead of keeping it always in my hand and continue passing heat, I'm gonna take, in this little jar, I put like a very tiny amount of isopropyl alcohol, and this is super, like 98%, which is quite high. You could use 70, it's good enough anyway. Kind of to blend some of those areas and allow my finger to smooth those areas too, so we kind of take off a little bit of the tool marks. I'm going roughly now because I kind of want to speed it up. Not that I have anywhere to go, but just to see a little faster result in a way. So and I'd like to kind of double up those cheekbones literally, and then have like a funny, keep the kind of pointy chin and make him literally kind of happy fellow. So I don't want to lose the space for the bottom lid, but I also don't want to lose too much cheekbones that I'm trying to build. So trying to create equal space top and bottom. So I'm using this brush, kind of making as much alcohol as possible to leak out back in the jar, and back in the jar or straight into my lungs, whichever it's faster. Right. I like as well to use this part of the brush to kind of smooth the areas in. Feels like I have an accessible tool, so why not use it? Okay. Better. Can create a little bit of a smoother area here, kind of create the arch. I'm gonna grab, right. All right. Okay. So let's see if making it. Let's use a rubber tool, which is a bit more soft in the touch. What you think? Starts getting some sort of expression. Okay. Okay, I can work with this. Okay. I think I made a mistake of using too much of the tip of the tool, but that's all right. We're still in the volume setting of the face because I didn't have a plan. Now, cheekbones. So I always try to look like up, down, and then turn it around. If I turn it around, the first thing I see is that one eye pops out more than the other one. And it's also a little more off center, so kind of trying to put it back in the right place. Okay, much better. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now I can create a little area around the eye. And we just snip it there. Tick. Thank you for reminding me the jar was open. I was watching this nice video from, God, I forgot her name. Regina. Anyway, an amazing sculptress as well. I was checking one of her video on YouTube. She was talking about, you can use a smoothing oil, which is the same oil that the clay has inside as a conditioning agent to make the clay softer. Or you can use isopropyl alcohol, which if you are, not too careful, is going to melt the clay. And she was saying that it's excellent that these days the alcohol is um, it has a neutral smell. But she was also mentioning how important it is to remember that if you leave the jar open, you're still breathing it, and the fact that it has this neutral smell is not really good for us. So, yeah, be always cautious when you're using something that it has no smell or so on, because it's still damaging you. So, look, this little cute guy. How is he? No, let me see. I don't remember. Maybe it's not. I'm not having a good time in with names lately, or with words in general. My head is a bit on the tired side. Let me see if in my history of YouTube I can find her. Yeah, so we'll see. Hello. Say it again. The, the Yeah, it's always a pain when I need to find something on my history. Because after I went to work, there is so much music that I've been listening to. And, if I saw it like 2 weeks ago, it's hours and hours of playlists that. Oh, such an adorable. Right, so to remember. Maybe it's not Regina. I do worry about it because I want to saw her tutorials again, and she's extremely good. You can take it in the other room. It's just that I'm worried about being too warm. Maybe put it behind the Diablo. I will find her. She's really good. She also has a Patreon. Um, oh, there she is. Oh, you see? It's not Regina, it's Renata Jensen. Renata Jansen. RenataJansen.co.uk. She's the she's awesome. Yeah, totally worth to check her out. Um, yeah, Renata Jansen. And yeah, she was sculpting hands because you see, I've been working on doing some hands myself. Um, yeah, could improve. The veins are a bit too pronounced. I wanted to go for where's the tool that I'm looking for? Oh, here. I wanted to go for a softer look, but when I sculpt, it's always late at night and get the inspiration, so they came a bit too pronounced, I guess. But it's alright. I mean, these are not finished, as you can see. The nails will need to be applied once the hand is baked. But I'm fairly happy with the dimension if you think that, like, lol, this is hilarious. Oh, anyway, um, so I was watching Renata Jansen tutorial for her hands. Um, And then Karen Baker. She's always a source of inspiration for me. She's really good. I like her styles and her fantasy creatures that she makes. Yeah, this is Max Richter. She has been appreciating his awesomeness. Mm. And then I discovered these guys, which I didn't know. This is, I suppose, Haven. Um, we are Symphonic Tales. This guy has an excellent voice. All right. So what am I trying to do now? Now look at this. If you want to be hurt emotionally, I'm just ripping off his mouth. Ta-da! I'm trying to smooth what's left, so we will not have any air bubbles, okay? Air bubbles are bad. Air bubbles are evil.
Waiting for an answer. Or do we end up here?
There you go.
Trying to find shoreline with no ground beneath my feet. I miss your hand in mine now. I try to understand cold. We are, we are, we are. And cold. We are, we are, we are.
All right.
Baby, we're lost. Come home with me. Baby, we're lost. Come home.
Right, so cutting the clay in this kind of tapered manner, it's really useful when you want to facilitate the clay joining each other, so you don't have much bulk of material to actually go through. In this case, this is supposed to be the bottom one anyway.
Once we were like sunlight,
And the top one.
nothing in between. But now we share distance. No shadows at our feet.
To see.
Blinded by desire.
So yeah,
No
air bubble are
right from
bad,
what I
but at the
see.
same time, I don't really want to necessarily create too much mass where I should be applying lips, otherwise the lips will be conditioned by the shape of the mass that I put underneath. So kind of trying to be very neutral without too many planes, as in inclining planes, so that the lips can join as they wish. Right. So I want this guy to smile up until there. Right. Huge, big smile. Right.
I will walk until a new day will break, till the hurt wears off and the storm will fade. We will talk again about the difference, and we both will see that our love is grown. And baby, we're lost. Come home
lost, come home to me. Baby, we're lost, come home to me. Right, so I am bulking up again the cheek. Don't want to lose that space around the eye, so always pay attention to it. So White Wasp, Renata Jensen, that's the woman. She's a UK sculptor. Maybe you heard me when you went back, but I still wanted to tell you. Renata Jensen. I think I should actually write down or save all these videos that I'm looking for, so it will be easier to suggest them. But now I'm very curious about Regina Edmonds, so probably because I remember that there is a Regina. Um, so many people, talented people around the world. Around the world, around the world. Was that Daft Punk? Yeah, I think so. Right. Now guess what? I don't like his lips. Is that what happens? Well, then I think I have it. Let me see. Is it the one with the little fairy with the wings behind in cover? Because maybe it's her that I got very confused. But you see, I'm so bad with names that it's maybe someone that I even have the book from, but I don't remember. Sculpting, yeah, if the cover it's the little fairy with the wings like a monarch wings. Okay. Now I need to Google that thing. It's almost like okay. Regina Edmond. Edmonds with an S. Polymer clay. Nah, I don't think it's her. No. Nope, nope, nope. All the nopes. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna make it making a smirky face. Let's see. So, oh, this is Ludovico, isn't it? Dum 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 dum. I think I'm starting liking little smirky face. Look at this one. I guess. I almost feel like talking when this kind of music is going, and it's like I'm almost interrupting the performance. No, should be in creative. I actually told him to put it in creative. Um, um, okay, let me stop for a sec and I'll get back. If I can. I don't know. Can I? Don't know. I went to this program instead of doesn't have a category. Well, do you know, I feel unable to. Okay, actually, I'll be right back. Let's do this.